Hello St Aldates, good morning and welcome back to our Song of the Week series. My name is Rachael and I'm part of the worship team here. Over the past year, when we've been in and out of lockdowns, I've noticed that the things that we can tend to put our identity in have been shaken. Maybe you've lost your job or your work looks quite different to normal. Maybe the things you'd normally do to make you feel you haven't been able to happen during the restrictions. Maybe you've had events or long-awaited occasions cancelled or put on hold. Perhaps there was a milestone, life event or promotion you'd hoped you'd reach by now but that just hasn't happened. Maybe you've been missing opportunities to be a mother, a father, sibling, grandparent or a present friend. I wonder if you've had any moments since lockdown began where you felt a little shaken, lost or questioning who you are and what makes you, you. I definitely have. So the song I'd love to share a few thoughts on today is Hillsong's Who You Say I Am, as it's provided me the opportunity in lockdowns to recenter my identity again and again, that the unchanging truth is that I am a child of God. This song's encouraged me deeply that in giving our lives to Jesus, our identity is this, that you are forgiven, that you are free, and that you are a child of God. Firstly, you are forgiven. Entering this season of Lent always brings me back to confronting the reality of the gospel again and again, of how our identity as children of God came at a price. There's a lyric I love in verse 2 which says, "Free at last he has ransomed me, his grace runs deep. While I was a slave to sin, Jesus died for me." It's a humbling reality to regularly remember that Jesus ransomed me by his death. Having more time to spend indoors, slowing down with my own thoughts has definitely highlighted the actions or attitudes in me which don't please God and make me so much more grateful for his deep grace and forgiveness. Secondly, you are free. The chorus begins, "Whom the Son sets free, is free indeed." John 8:36 says, "So if the Son sets you free, you will be free indeed." We're all longing desperately for the day where we are free from lockdown restrictions, but there is a freedom that we can wake up to each morning afresh now. That because of Jesus loving us to death on the cross and rising again, we can now walk in eternal freedom. Freedom to have hope, freedom from death and sin. Paul, talking to the church in Galatians 5, says, "It's for freedom that Christ has set us free. Stand firm then and do not let yourselves be burdened again by the yoke of slavery." There have definitely been some freedoms removed from us during lockdowns, which have been frustrating and difficult. But the good news is our most important and valuable freedom from death and sin remains unshaken. Thirdly, you are a child of God. I love the victorious ending of this chorus, which says, "I'm a child of God, yes I am." Being a child of God for me brings safety, joy, peace, freedom, confidence, belonging, and a sense of deep rest. I've needed to hear my place of belonging as a child of God, as other arenas for belonging have been removed during COVID restrictions. Being a child of God is an immovable promise when we've given our lives to Jesus. Romans 8:14-15 says, "For those who are led by the Spirit of God are the children of God. The Spirit you receive does not make you slaves so that you live in fear again. Rather, the Spirit you received brought about your adoption to sonship, and by him we cry, Abba, Father." There's certainly been moments over the past year where fear has crept in for me. Fear of getting COVID, fear of loved ones getting unwell, fear of the future, fear of the unknown. But Paul here is reminding us that as children of God, we don't have to live in fear. There's a certainty in who we are and a certainty that we can go to him as Father. And we're not just children of anyone, we're children of the living God who created the world, who parted seas, who spoke things into being, who designed intricately the world we live in. Our God who is mighty and powerful, and yet compassionate and close and so full of love for us as we see through the life, death and resurrection of Jesus. This is our God who we can come to and call on as Father and who calls us his children. I take great comfort in the words of the bridge to this song. "I am chosen, not forsaken. I am who you say I am. You are for me, not against me. I am who you say I am." Forsaken, meaning abandoned or deserted. I wonder if anyone's felt like that over this past year. Loneliness has been very real for many, if not all of us at different points. Yet, these lyrics are all biblical truths that we can hold on to in these seasons and declare over our circumstances. I am chosen, not forsaken. He is for me and not against me. I am who you say I am. So go and put this song on really loudly and let the truth of these lyrics wash over you, shape the day ahead of you, and cause you to love Jesus all the more for who he is and the identity that he has won for you.